Well, good evening, everybody. And it is evening. It's about 20 minutes after 6 p.m. And it is April 18th of 2023. I'm out at Holyoke right now. I just thought I'd show you just a stark contrast from the last time I was here. I was able to drive in just a little ways to the edge of the field here. And let's quick turn around and take a look up towards the hives there. And as you can probably see here, there's a little bit of moisture still in the fields. I don't dare drive out in the fields or I'll sink up the axles and have to have somebody come pull me. But we're going to take a hike across way over there, about a quarter mile away, to our hives. But no snow to speak of out here, maybe a little bit, as you can see over here and in this ditch up ahead of us here. But we'll get her going and go out and check out the hives to see how they did with the pollen patties I put on and the Hive Alive fondant. And I brought along some other pollen patties this time around. We'll talk about that once we get out there. Well, made it across the field without getting feet wet. Had to hop a couple of wet areas, but it was not too bad getting out here. Well, a little bit of storm damage here, as you can see. One of these popple is, fell off the top, or I should say gotten blown off the top of that one there. And saw some other storm damage out here too. The hives look fine. Still have to fix up the fence here. As you can see, the poly tape is still quite a mess. And I'll get that all fixed up here, because one of the things that I dragged across was this 12-gallon storage bin. But in there I have a battery, which I will be putting over here onto the fence charger, and we'll get that fired up tonight. Thankful to not see the bears, or thankful to see that the bears have not visited. And here's bee yard number 2. Looks like I'll have to fix up a lot of the poly tape around here too, as the wind, snow did its damage here. And you can take a quick look at what I use here for setting the hives on. It's really just a couple of pressure treated 2x4s that are standing vertical. I've got some flat 2x4s on the bottom and some 2x2s on the top for spacers and for rigidity. The 2x4, flat 2x4 on the bottom is what I wrap a ratchet strap around, which helps hold the hives in place during winds and whatnot. The feeder pail I had out here is tipped over, presumably from high winds, or maybe a coyote or something got in here, knocked things off. That it has happened before, but I've had feeder pails around here disturbed when they weren't inside of a fence. So there, we'll get that all fixed up, hopefully before sunset here, and get the fence charged again, and keep those big furry critters out of here. All right, as I mentioned before, the thing we're going to be doing tonight is checking on their fondant, make sure they have enough fondant. And even as I pulled up, I could hear there were a good amount of humming here. There's a few girls out flying around. The hives seem like they're leaning a bit. I have a feeling that's because the ground is still frozen and it got a little bit of frost heave in there yet, but I'm gonna have to watch this pretty close and maybe try and straighten them all up a little bit here, or maybe move them. I see that it is a bit of a lean there. I do want a little lean for moisture reasons, but not that much. A little bit of snow back here, not much. In fact, you may have saw I brought along a little short ladder too that I'll be using, because with 3 deeps on there and my quilt box on top gets a little tall. As well, I see I've got some broken ones here. Well, that's not good. Of course, I did not bring any. I'll find some way to fix that, and till I can get some replacements out here for that. Right, as you can tell, we got some new pollen patties here. You saw that one was pretty much decimated by the girls. And they are in here pretty good. We use my fancy dancy flashlight here, and we will get a look at them down here. They're looking darn good in this one. The other dead out I had was still dead out. I just took all the food out of there. Threw away the pollen patty because when I was putting out the pollen patties last time I was here, I noticed that the date on there was 2021, which is not good, even though I was surprised they actually chewed through the patties that were here. But ordered some global pollen patties, the biggest rage. At least down at Hive Life 23, the rage was global pollen patties. We're going to give them a try here. I know others have had a lot of success with them. And included in this, I got the 15% pollen and also the Apis biologics. And with that, these girls are going to go to town, I'm sure. So we'll put that in there, squish it down a little bit, just to make sure it's going through the screen. Notice that with the screen there, they're not flying out and getting me. kind of like this system. They're not also flying off and just not coming back either. So got one on there. Clean the wood shavings. I'm gonna have to figure out something different for next year for the wood shavings here, and try to make that just a little better. All right, that's cleaned off. Let's get the next patty out here. Again, I'm still taking off the paper here so that the pollen patty is 100% exposed to the bees down there. And I can then push it through a little bit just to get them started on it. Now, when I put this on up at Windy Ridge later this afternoon, they hadn't touched the old pollen patty I put on there. I guess I wasn't surprised, but as soon as I put this on, all of a sudden they were very interested in it, and I saw several start to chew on it right away. So I think we got a winner here for the global patties, global pollen patties. Again, I put in 15% of the pollen, real pollen, and also the Apis logic. I think it's, what is it called, control, or I can't remember what it is, but anyway, we'll look that up later. All right, they're looking good there on that side. Let's take a look on the sugar side. The fondant is nearly gone. It's been just a little over a week. Wow, look at that. The only parts that are still there are the parts they could not reach. Wow, I'm impressed. So rather than try and move these, I'm going to put the shavings up here on this. That seemed to work pretty good other location. So, look at that. They are hungry. Chewed that down. It was, yeah. They are very hungry. All right, well, I've got a lot of fondant with me here. I will first of all clean this off a little bit. You can feel the heat coming off of them. It feels really nice. Not all that cold out here. I should have looked at the temperature. I'll do that when I get back. Actually, I can look at my phone for that quick. Anyway, 50 degrees. Very nice out here. Supposed to get some more rain and snow tomorrow and all through the weekend. The next warm day like this will be, today is Tuesday, of course. The next warm day is going to be next Monday. We'll get back up in the 50s again. Otherwise, it'll be high 30s and low 40s until then. All right. Let's waste not, want not here. Boy, I sound like my mother. We'll put this down here for the girls. I'm sure they'll find a way to get at that. And the one I just pulled out of the hive next to it, which was a dead out. Just wanted to make sure it was truly dead out. And they will eat this up too, I'm pretty sure. So, curious if it's going to be like this in the rest of the hives here. So I did bring plenty of pollen patties and fondant, and let's get going with the rest of them. Cover these girls back up, keep that heat in there, because they're going to need it the next few days. Well, that's not good. I'll power that back off and get her fixed. Thank you for watching this episode from Windy Ridge Apiaries. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on any newly posted videos. And at your discretion, please leave a comment below. And until next time, do a good day.